Well, thank you very much. And again, my name is Steve Castaneda. I'm a city council member here at Chula Vista and have been since December of 2004 when I was first elected to the city council. And I want to talk a little bit about why I'm running for mayor, what I hope to achieve, and why I think a change needs to occur at City Hall's top job. But first of all, I want to thank all of you. And, because when I first started as a city council member in 2004, and even before that, 2003, when I decided to run for office, we had literally no civic engagement. We had literally no civic involvement. And when I first ran in 2004, I remember talking with reporters, community members, and folks, civic leaders, talking about the fact the city of Chula Vista we had a city of 220,000 people. And yet it conducted itself as if it were a city of 50,000 people. In that the neighborhoods were not engaged to City Hall, and that the elected representatives of the people were not engaged with the neighborhoods, and that there was no real connection other than the few people that basically do work at City Hall, whether it be the developers or people in the chamber and so forth. Those seem to be the only people that had access. And I remember because at the time I got elected, we were talking about a Chula Vista Redevelopment Corporation. And, that whole thing sort of blew up. We've gone through all kinds of iterations and so forth. And I remember being on the campaign trail asked by the reporter of the Star News, well, what did I think? And I said, well, quite frankly, I know that there's talk about putting the city council on it and, so forth. And if anybody wants to refute me, I can give you the article. And I said, I believe that this redevelopment corporation should be made up of citizens. I believe there should be citizens of the city of Chula Vista. They should represent a wide variety of interests, including business, but also neighborhood, because we're not the city of San Diego. Redevelopment in downtown San Diego affects buildings and commercial structures, high-rise condominiums that weren't even there before. It's not like Chula Vista, where you have a business core, then you have blocks on either side that have single-family neighborhoods, where virtually everything that happens in our business core affects neighborhoods one way or another. In fact, I just came back from a community out in Otay Ranch, Treviana, who is fighting right now a proposal for a bus rapid transit that's going to literally go through these people's front yards. I mean, literally. And they talk about 11 feet, and I was just there. We're talking about a fellow's front door, a number of front doors, and a bridge structure where that wall is. These people were not told. There was no signs. There was no there was no basic disclosure that they had, the plans that I voted for. Russ Hall was on the city planning commission at that time, did not show this alignment go through these people's neighborhoods. So the development was not built to support it. We're starting to see the Civic Association, which really is important because you represent a very wide cross section of the community. Young, people that have lived here a long time. Northwest, Southwest, Eastern Chula Vista. We've not seen that kind of coverage before. And the fact is this is healthy. And this is something that we need to have. And I think at City Hall, whether you come to tell us that we're doing a good job or we're doing a terrible job or we're wasting your money or whatever, we ought to embrace what you say, not chastise you from the dais. And I see that much too often. The culture in this city has to change. I just got called by the reporter when I filed all my paperwork because everybody was waiting, are you going to run, are you not going to run? Yes, I'm running. Why are you running? Plain and simple, I'm running to take the snakes out of the pit. This city is being controlled by special interests that don't care about you, don't care about people who want to basically serve in these positions, want to do what they want to do, they want to hold on to their jobs. And they're costing you and me money. I did a little quick tally because the reporters were asking. County and city government has spent almost $2 million of your money to try to get me out of office. Why is that? Why do you think that is? Because I'm talking to you the way I'm talking to you. Because this is why I want to change Chula Vista. And I don't know whether it's an elected city attorney that does it, or it's, you know, having somebody that is accountable to the people. I don't know what that right, sort of recipe is. But the fact is, change needs to occur. We've got to change the culture here in this city, where basically neighborhood needs are more important than a new city hall. Where basically, when we talk about reducing budgets, we don't take away car allowances and give the top echelon of city executives raises. That when we are asked to borrow even more money to buy, $1.5 million of furniture for a city building that will go empty, that we have somebody that would actually support that. So these are the kinds of needs to change. We may not agree on every kind of issue in the city. We may not agree on being Democrat or Republican or independent or liberal or conservative. But what this city needs, irrespective of our own ideologies, is truth in advertising. Tell us what you're going to do, and then do it. Don't tell us what you're going to do, and then do something else. Because far too often that's what happens, and that's why we've got a lack of credibility, not only in this city, but in this country, with their government sector. We were told in 2006 that all we had to do was elect a new mayor, and things would change. We would have a city hall that was more responsive to the public. We would have a tighter grip on the fiscal matters of the city, and what did we get? We went from a city staffer that worked for the mayor taking pictures at a fundraising party to a city staffer making $200,000 that's running a consulting firm out of City Hall with city equipment on city time. I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if that had been me, I'd be in jail right now. This stuff has to change. People have to get real. I'm running and I'm not pulling any punches. I think you can tell that. I'm talking directly to the people of Chula Vista. It's their decision. What do you want? Are you happy that basically we want the entire western part of Chula Vista under redevelopment before they even tell us what they're going to do? Prove to us that you're going to spend our money in our neighborhood. They don't want to talk about those things. I do. We just saw, and I've seen it before, a grand plan for 3rd Avenue. Well, what they didn't tell you is we're spending $150,000 to bring experts in here to tell us what that Grand Avenue ought to look like and what it ought to be, but we're doing the improvements before they can tell us. I don't know what kind of planning that is. It's planning that doesn't make sense. So the fact is that, we need some common sense, we need truth in advertising at City Hall. We need people to talk straight and actually do what they're going to say. Like I said, you may agree with me on some things, you may not agree. That's the way it is, and ultimately you'll vote your conscience on election day. But I can tell you one thing. I have been through the trenches of the city. I know the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I want to change things in this city, and I need your help to do it. And I appreciate you giving me the time to talk to you.